What's up, everybody? It's me, DisBearity here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a quick rundown on Update 7.0, which is also introducing a new free LC Lord, the Masque. Now, this is a pretty cool, free LC Lord. This is a Slaaneshi free LC Lord, brother, because this time, this DLC is Slaanesh's turn. So, let's go ahead and head on into it. So, Slaanesh, free legendary Lord, the Masque of Slaanesh. And as you guys see here, looks pretty interesting, honestly. And as you see, if we were to zoom into, wait, can I zoom in? Let's see. So while zoomed in, you can clearly see that I guess it holds these the mask or whatnot, and how it's feeling, or just uses it to use it. I don't know, man. Let's look a little bit deeper. This is my first time knowing about this character, the mask. So a dancer of peerless skill, amplitude. The mask was Slaanesh's most favored demonette, performing exquisite and spellbinding repertoires. She recounted the glorious tales of Slaanesh through the medium of dance. After Slaanesh had suffered a terrible loss to Khorne and Nurgle, the Masque danced for her lord with unmatched skill and grace in an attempt to ease his mind. The Dark Prince mistook this act for mockery, though, and flew into a rage in condemning the Masque to dance for an eternity without rest or respite. Though she's unable to stop, the Masque is still devoted to her lord. She and her acolytes, the accursed troop, dance ever onwards, bringing the chaos and destruction of Slaanesh to the mortal realm where they perform the eternal dance, much to the horror and inevitable dismemberment of the Dark Prince's enemies. So the unique mechanic of the Masque is the eternal dance. So we were to zoom in here, as you see, it's the eternal. So you have, of course, your detail skills in the eternal dance and quest lines here. So let's go ahead and read in and see what this is all about. So the Masque and any lords within her faction of the accursed troop can perform 4 chaotic dances, which describes Slaanesh's journeys and triumphs. The Pageant of Pain, Symphony of Excess, the Burning Buchanai, and the Final Dance. 3 of these are unlocked from the beginning, though the final dance can be performed when the other 3 are complete. Each dance has its own flavor, placing the performing army into a state where it gains innate bonuses specific to the chosen dance. Moreover, each dance must be progressed through 4 movements before it can be completed. These movements are emergence, elevation, reckoning, and culmination, and each has 4 optional variants which further modify the specific benefits granted by the chosen movement. This gives you tremendous scope to pick and choose between the active benefits you get throughout the course of a dance. So it's well worth considering the performing army's immediate aims and circumstances when choosing which movement variant to adopt next during a dance. However, to continue benefiting from the bonuses, the army must maintain the tempo of the dance by fighting battles and interacting with various features, such as stances and unholy manifestations. So there's little time to take breath. You always need to keep moving. When a dance has been completed, the specific movements and variants enacted are recorded in the accursed truth's repertoire, and the dance becomes a template which can be applied to any armies in the future. Or you can start from scratch with a fresh dance, taking the army through a new sequence of movements and variants, and enjoying quite a different range of bonuses and benefits. Overall, the Masque offers a highly dynamic campaign experience, enabling you to explore a huge range of changing bonuses as you leap and convert your destructive way across the Immortal Empire's map. All right, so now we're going to be moving on to Norska. See what kind of things Norska changed for Tides Torment here. So with Norska here, it's about a little, more fun times with them. It's finally here that they got their rework that they always needed. And so here's a new faction feature, which is pillaging. So as you guys see here, you get a couple of new options here. You get raise the chaos altar, colonize, sack, and pillage and raise. So there you go. So to better represent the raider mentality, which is essential to the Norscan identity, we've introduced the pillaging gameplay, which is based around Norska's specific resource, spoils. Whenever you pillage and raise a settlement, spoils are looted from the rubble, and a small player-controlled army is spawned to carry them to the nearest owned region. When the spoils reach home turf, they shoveled into your global pool, and the courier army disbands. That's actually really cool. It's basically like a hybrid between the caravan system like Cathay. With your within your settlement infrastructure, you can spend your spoils to unlock new alternate branches for certain recruitment trades. The buildings in these spoils fueled branches combine the recruitment options and bonuses of the next couple of tiers of regular buildings. Remaining, you can unlock units which would normally require much more settlement tiers and gold to construct through the regular branch. If you're in no rush, however, you can forego this shortcut and continue to spend gold from your treasury on upgrading the original building branch and save spoils for other purposes. There's also a number of new higher tier resource buildings which cost spoils to unlock, enhancing settlement productivity. These changes all add up to a greater level of choice and nuance in the process of developing your Norsca settlements. Spoils are now also a requirement to occupy captured settlements outside of Norsca, so if you do not want to capture and develop provinces further afield, you'll need to grizzle up and get some good old-fashioned raising under your belt beforehand, like the true Norscan you are. Finally, in the theme of mechanic pillaging, will also grant a chance to find unique magic items and auxiliaries in the settlements you raid. So that's pretty baller. I like that. All right, so they featured overhauled the allegiance system. So we haven't touched allegiance feature in a while. We felt that it needed some more utility across a full playthrough. We're confident you'll find yourself interacting with more frequently now that its benefits it brings. God damn, I need to learn how to read better. YouTuber that self-aware. Funny. When conquering a settlement, the raise chaos altar option doesn't just raise an altar through the ruinous powers. It creates a chaos altar with 2 building slots. The first is occupied by altar itself, while the second slot gives you access to a limited set of buildings to make the altar site more productive. The altar you raise provides allegiance to your chosen god, contributing to your progression with that god. Now, though, when you reach a maximum level of allegiance with any single deity, you're no longer locked out from progressing with the other 3 ruinous powers. Instead, you'll be presented with a dilemma as to whether you should accept that god's favor. Should you accept, your reward will be one of the already familiar lords and heroes, depending on your choice of deity. This will also lock out the option of gaining such a character from any other 3 deities. Those 3 deities will also be somewhat miffed you sided with the 4th. You can expect a rough reprisal in the shape of an assault on your capital. Being the faithless manipulator he is, Sayal does not use the allegiance feature. He raises altars for a very different purpose. And then they also overhauled the Monstrous Arcanum. So alongside the 12 original monsters which Norsca factions can hunt by consulting the Monstrous Arcanum, we added another 12 to the roster and created new categories of hunt for you to tackle. Those 3 categories are glorious hunts, which unlock unique regiments of renowned monsters for recruitment, taming hunts, which are repeatable and add specific monsters to your armies, and trophy hunts, which offer rewards other than monsters for your growing collection. Monsters can now be hunted in areas of climate which are specific to their nature, not just single geographical locations, which grants you a lot more freedom to hunt opportunistically as you move across the map, starting in such a climate area. Your lord must follow a series of clues and encounter dilemmas until they locate the beast. Certain monsters will be harder to find, others of course, and your lord will inevitably face a more protracted hunt to locate them. Among the 12 new monsters, you'll find the Praeton, the Cockatrice, the Feral Dread Sauron, the Bale Taurus, and the Cathayan Celestial Lion. Given geographic origins of such beasts, you'll have to range far afield to complete your collection. So then we're going out to Wulfric the Wanderer here. Good old Wulfric. So let's see what kind of changes that Wulfric has here. A couple of nice updates with Wulfric. Now, the first being starting position. We moved him from the monolith of Yorkel, Bloody Hunt, to the Troll Fjord in the Venaheim Mountains. But Wulfric himself starts far away from his home settlement at the Sea of Serpents. This better reflects his nomadic nature, which is now greatly enhanced by major change to his named ship, Seafang. Wulfric can now use Seafang to cover vast distances in an instant. As long as he's at sea, he can constantly travel at any revealed port on the map. What's more, he can take a limited number of his armies within his area of influence with him. Zap instant invasion. That's actually pretty goddamn cool. Holy shit. Excuse the language. God damn. There's a cooldown to this mode of travel, however, with a timer based on how many troops he brings along for the ride. So you can can't just use it willy-nilly. If you're carting the bulk of your armed forces halfway across the world, make sure your affairs at home are well in hand. They may be gone for some time. That is true, because AI, will be coming at you pretty quickly. So now we have Throg, good old Throg, the monster troll himself. Throg gets a new faction feature called, rather appropriately, the Troll Empire. By using trolls in his army, Throg generates a unique resource called Trollkind. This can be spent constructing new troll buildings across the settlements, which bring regional benefits, but also advance the new troll country bar in his HUD, granting bonuses at different thresholds. He also has access to Call the Monstrous Horde, an action which enables him to summon monster reinforcements to his armies for a limited time. As he improves the troll country, the call also grows in strength and potency. His troll buildings also enable him to recruit troll units relevant to the settlement geographical location. So if the settlement is next to the marshes of bodies of water, he can access river trolls. In the stony mountains regions, he can recruit stone trolls. And in the chaos wastelands and certain corrupted territories, he can recruit chaos and bile trolls. King of trolls indeed. And for those who have yet to play as Throg since update 6.3, you'll be pleased to know that he has updated voice lines to better reflect his intellect. All right, that's baller. That's baller. All right, onwards to the high elves here. So the new mechanic for them is Patrons of the Realm. Excessive for high elves playable factions. Patrons of the Realms is now a system which represents the power struggle within the Ulthuan between the various elven lords who hold sway there. It provides means for high elf factions to install lords into seats of patronage across the continent, 11 in total, enabling the owners of these seats gain even ever greater rewards and benefits, and when certain conditions are met, to confederate with other high elf factions. Really cool. Open the Patrons of the Realms panel displays a map of Ulthuan and its provinces with 11 seats representing the major provincial capitals. To place the lords into the seat of patrons, that provincial capital must first be owned by any high elf elven faction. Once secured, the politicking begins, as any high elf faction may spend influence to secure and upgrade their seat, making it harder for others to take that position for themselves. Holding seats provides strong benefits to the lords that hold them themed around the province. They are a patron of holding up. Oh, what is that? That is weird. A patron of hold. Well, that's a weird typo there. Holding up seats in favor of the Phoenix King, and you can confederate your elven kin. Yeah, that's a really weird typo there, or whatnot. I think that's what it meant to say. Like, it was like patron of hold. Yeah, see, it's so weird, y'all. There are patron of hold. Favor of the Phoenix King is a new resource that limits to how quickly you can dominate the patron's feature. You increase your favor through battles and diplomacy, as well as holding patronage over the provinces of Ulthuan. In the Realms gives the playable high elf factions a sense of unity and competition with other factions of the race, and crucially for those factions who begin or range far from Ulthuan, a reason to travel home to ensure that seats of elven power are held by the high elves. So Tyrion, champions of Ulthuan. So Tyrion here, you guys see he gets a whole new menu as well, Champions of Ulthuan. The Champions of Ulthuan is a new system we built specifically for Tyrion, enabling him to enact a host of new themed actions on any region or force visible to him. He represents his command over elven matters and the trust which others of his race place in his leadership. Those actions cause influence to enact, so ensure he's not left short change for the character recruitment, patrons of Ulthuan, and intrigue at the court, all which consume influence. Tyrion now gains influence for winning battles. His unique champion actions fall into two categories: air actions and alliance actions. Air actions are themed around military and recruitment matters, such as Defender's Authority, which grants a target army trespass or warrior council, which gives the characters in the target army experience gain buffs. Alliance actions are unlocked by forming alliances or confederation with other high elf legendary lords. These actions represent a unifying nature and are themed around specific legendary lords upon which he calls for aid. Ariel's allied actions, for example, provides growth, benefits, and corruption reduction to a target-friendly region, while Teclis grants several bound versions of his spells to a target army as army abilities for use in battle. Then we have Teclis here, Secrets of the White Tower. Ooh, that looks pretty interesting here. What kind of secrets will he foretold or foretell? So with Tyrion, with Teclis here. Secrets of the White Tower is a feature we designed to reflect Teclis' renowned magical powers, and is themed around the White Tower of Hoeth, the ivory spire of Ultron housing the world's greatest collection of arcane knowledge. The Secrets of the White Tower panel represents studies undertaken across the floors, or 5 floors, of the tower itself. Each floor represents a number of magical lores and enables you to supercharge them using Teclis' new resource, Skulls of Knowledge, which he gains predominantly through battles and buildings. The benefits of each floor can be broken into 2 categories. Repeatable actions. Actions that can be reused when not on cooldown. These can have varying effects that include granting an army the ability to cast cataclysm spells for a few turns, instantly replenishing an army's winds of magic bar, or even healing an army back to full health. As their name suggests, these are one-off upgrades that can do things like permanently reducing winds of magic costs of spells, or increasing the recruit rank of casters, granting attributes to the characters, or even casting new unique characters with unique traits, for the uniqueness of being unique. Collecting the Secrets of the White Tower can give Teclis the tools to quickly recover losses, capitalize on opportunities, or enable him to extend far further with his forces than he could normally. Assuming you have enough arcane knowledge, Kairos best watch out with both his with Azure of the Southlands will not be as much of a walkover now, unless of course they jump ship and go home. I mean, they still will be a walkover because, I mean, if the AI controls him, he's probably still going to get run over in 2 turns. Another addition to this update gives Teclis a starting dilemma presented in the first few turns, which gives the player the option of staying put in the Southlands or heading home to secure the White Tower, or if you're feeling particularly strong, opting to manage both regions. For each offers rewards and costs and gives you the option to play your campaigns very differently. Okay, I like that idea. And now we have the Dark Elves. So the Dark Elves got some changes too. The long victory conditions for all Dark Elf factions have been updated. Previous requirement to defeat all High Elf factions has been removed to streamline objectives and reduce unnecessary burden. These have been replaced with more focused victory conditions involving specific High Elf factions tailored to each Dark Elf Legendary Lord. Additionally, objectively new emphasize the conquest of Ultron, ensuring that a stronger, more consistent presence on the map. Then we have Lokir Felhart here. The Kraken Lord played prominently role in our announcement trailer, though we feel that it was necessary to give him a few quality of life enhancements to better reignite his nautical rivalry with Sea Lord Aslan. Okay. So we have Black Arc Teleportation. Lorcor gains the unique ability to teleport to any of his Black Arcs. It's a powerful action, so maneuvers take 1 full turn to complete and comes with a cost of a cooldown. Now, Aslan Sea Lanes. Lokir can gain access to Aslan Sea Lanes feature. To unlock this, players must first capture the East Colony's province, the very place where Aslan starts his campaign. Securing this territory unlocks his strategic routes, giving him the ability to move swiftly across the seas. Now, with that said, a new Black Art location effects. Each Black Art under Lokir's command gains a new effect that is determined by its location on the map. These effects include increased armor-piercing damage for Black Art Corsairs, increased campaign movement, higher melee attack, weapon strength, and also increased chances per turn to gain a magic item, etc. So then, of course, towards the end of it, there's modding. So Tides Torment and a coming free update, we take a moment to thank those in the modding community to have in some way and put in ideas that we're exploring with the next update. So, I'm not gonna read on it, but I'm gonna keep this in mind. Appreciate people who help out with modding. Modding in any type of video games keeps the game fresh and alive, and I appreciate them for doing so. Makes the game better. Sometimes if devs can't update the game in due time, modders can take care of that for a bit until the official update comes, and so on and so forth. So thank you guys to all modders out there. Said here though, guys, the next time I will see y'all, honestly, will be on December 4th or 5th, because we're going to be talking about the new Total War titles that are being announced for the 25th anniversary. I'm excited. I've been a Total War fan since I played the original Total War Rome back in 2005, and I'm excited to see this game or the series thrive or whatnot. I'm excited for the, if there's a rumored Star Wars Total War, rumored 40K, or rumored Medieval 3, hopefully it's Medieval 3. I'm excited all around, So, but let me know what you guys think of this current update of Tides Torment in 7.0. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, as always, please remember to like, favorite, and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out, much love, and y'all have a good one. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and also hit the bell notification down below. Thanks for watching.